Well, guys, we're back again. Long time.
What do you mean we?
Long time no see.
Who's this we thing? I'm back
starving
again.
me. I haven't had lunch yet.
So, if you watched the last video, this motor didn't originally come in this Jeep, and we're having a problem getting it started. So, yeah, we'll see what we need to do there.
Here's this wee thing again. I'm working on my own stuff.
See what I need to do, I guess. So I'm having an issue, and I know you're wondering why I got a crowbar here, and I'll be clear in a second.
Technically, it's an anti-theft device.
So we've got it in there, we've got everything hooked up, but for some reason when I turn the key, the starter doesn't work. I took the starter out and bench tested it, and the starter seems to be okay. I found out that I can stick this bar down through here, and I can run the starter with this, and it's kind of wanting to run.
Like I said. Anti-theft device.
Kind of.
I believe it said I think I can.
Something is clicking. Come on now. Almost there. Let's give that a break for a second. Kagan's got his favorite can over there. We're gonna try this again. You ready?
This Jeep is on fire.
That one not working very well. What in the world is that noise? Try it again. it died. So some idiot that took the coil pack rail off earlier this morning and set the top dead center and set up the electronic distributor on this and put the coil pack rail back on might have had one of the boots on the rail that wasn't on the spark plug.
Also the same idiot that gave me starting fluid.
Yeah, that same idiot. So we're gonna see if it, let's try it without the starting fluid first.
I already sprayed some in.
Oh, well, see if it runs a little better now on 6 instead of 5. Well,
This doesn't sound like it's trying to hydro lock a cylinder now.
go ahead and give it some more.
Woo!
I know. He was waiting. That's weird, because now we know it's running on 6 and don't want to run at all.
Is it seated correctly?
I checked every single one of them. I know I did.
One of them's off.
This one. I took a camera to every single one of them. I'm starting to understand why people take these things off now. Go back to the distributor. Not because the ignition system's better, just because you don't have to try and put all 6 spark plugs on at one time.
I can tell you one thing.
What's that?
We're never getting sponsored by Chrysler.
That's the only good motor they ever made.
Oh, that's fair. If I remember right, isn't this an AMC?
Actually, it is a AMC block. I think they changed some of the main webbing. Of course, they changed the head several times over the years. But
Yeah, AMC's out of business. We're never getting sponsored by Chrysler. To be fair, I've made the joke, we'll probably only ever be sponsored by Lysol. Lysol, if you see this, or if you work for Lysol, reach out to us.
I fixed the last one, and I ended up missing this one, it seems like. How in the world does that happen? Okay, that one's on, that one's on. Let's see if we get this one close and I'll start it down. And see, now I'm hitting the transmission dipstick too. They left a whole lot of room for somebody to mess up, like myself.
Tell you right now, you just LS swap it.
Now you're just talking crazies.
Yeah, all right, fine then. 350.
Jeez, oh Pete, I think I got it that time.
That's about on par for course, isn't it?
Yeah. As soon as I get everything to where I'm putting it right back together so we can try it again, my phone rings.
Does she do a timer?
I think so. I think there's a camera somewhere watching us. Not you guys. Oops.
That would probably be the reason why she knows all the inappropriate stuff I say.
If she knew all the inappropriate stuff you say, you'd be in more trouble.
That's fair.
All right, let's try this again. Turn the key on. Let's see if I got them all on there this time. I think I do. Whoa, did you turn?
Yes.
Have at it.
Okay.
Hey, look at that.
Guess what? I fixed it.
I'm okay with that. For some reason the key wasn't working. Kagan touches it and now it works. I'm okay with that. We'll see if it dies now. It did. Okay, so we've spent a while putting the main cooling fan or the electric cooling fan back in it and checking the steering and putting the drive shafts back in it and putting the armor plate back on the transfer case, because you can't put drive shafts in with that thing on. You have to have it off. And we've kind of been going through picking little things here and there, but I kind of feel like it's ready to maybe try and pull outside the light of day and see if it even moves under its own power, because we don't even know if the transmission works at this point in time because it's the new transmission. And I did do that weird transmission electric shift thing, so I'm gonna hop in it and see if I can get it to drive down the road.
One.
We may have had some problems with it running to get started to move it out of the garage, and so we went ahead and gave it the seafoam treatment. It's running better.
The garage is not on fire. You can relax.
So, yesterday, I had Kagan here help me and everything, and this has been a long drawn out process. We got it running, we got it moving around, but it was still not right. There were some issues. I come to the garage this morning, got to checking the TPS, because anybody that's in the Cherokees will tell you that that'll cause an issue with it running. I wasn't getting any codes on the dash, and I didn't have my code reader with me. So I came back this morning, went through a few things, changed out the TPS with the one that was known working on the old motor. That didn't matter. Checked some electrical connections with the coil rail. That didn't matter. Checked all my grounds. They was all good. I got my code reader and got to checking, and I was having a coil pack 1, 2, and 3 fault, which was P0351, P0352, and P0353. So all that being said, my timing was off a little bit. So I actually loosened it while the Jeep was running, reached down in there with my hand, turned it just a little bit, and it ironed right out. And now, check this out. Now, it starts just like it's supposed to. Might I add, with the exhaust off the other Jeep, which we retrofitted, it's quieter now. So there's a couple things I want to go over that was major changes going from one to the other that I want everybody here to know before we finish this one off for now. All right, I'm gonna try and run through some stuff real quick. So, throttle body does not matter. The only difference is this Air idle control had a different electrical connector on it from the 97, so this is the one out of 2000. And matter of fact, at this point in time, the entire throttle body came out of the 2000. The one for the 97 is over here. They are identical, and the only difference is this connector is different. On the 97, that's the air idle control, which goes in right there. And that's the old 2000 motor sitting there. So that's different. We used the 97 intake manifold, which we had to put a couple fittings in to get all the vacuum lines where they needed to be, but that works fine. These are the 2000 injectors, which are different electrical connector, but they do work. This is the 2000 fuel rail. So you can use any fuel rail with any manifold, or at least from the 97 to 2000 range anyhow. Probably goes different years out than that. The mounts for the AC compressor and everything was the same from 97 to 2000. The wiring harness was different, so this is the 2000 wiring harness. However, there are some changes I made because I changed the wiring harness for O2 sensors, and we're going to go through that. This is the 2000. This had an O2 sensor here, an O2 sensor here, an O2 sensor down there, and there's one still right there that we couldn't get out. Big whoop. So, 4 O2 sensors, 2 pre-cat, 2 post-cat. Okay, that is not the case on the 97. The 97 has one that, let me see if I can see it here, right in, maybe not. Anyways, there's one there in the exhaust manifold. Now, it is in the main downpipe, and it's down in there. I welded 2 bungs in. I'm gonna try and get the camera down where you can see it. You see them right there. I've got light on them. I welded those 2 bungs in and put those two O2 sensors in. Now, significance there being is one is in each pipe separating the banks. So I've got the rear bank and the front bank. The same with this setup here. Rear bank, front bank. So I've done that, and that's good. Then back here in the back, and I don't know if you can see it or not, right in there, there's 2 O2 sensors on that catalytic converter. Yes, I know, they're reading the same flow. Doesn't matter, it's just check to see if the cat material's working. So, we now have 2 O2 sensors post-cat, 2 O2 sensors pre-cat. And these ones are the ones that matter because they're reading the fuel mixture coming out of each bank, and that's why they need to be separated. The other 2 doesn't matter. Now, I know there's going to be somebody say, well, it absolutely does matter. I got no engine codes for O2 sensors. I've run 70 mile an hour in it. It's fine. Now here comes the next complicated part. I read a lot of information on this because there's people say it will, people say it won't, you can do this, can't do that, that don't work. I'm going to tell you experience, I'm going to show you right up front, this works. This is the transmission out of my 2000, still attached to the motor, never came off. I did take my transfer case off because I had an SYE kit and I just used my transfer case. We're going to keep that one for parts because it's only got 80,000 miles on it. That's off the other Jeep. The transmission that is now in this 2000 is out of a 97. And everybody's like, oh, you can't do that. It won't shift right. It won't work right. Well, I just went down the road. It shifts great. Shifts fine. Good firm shift. It's because it's only got 80,000 miles on the transmission. But here's what you have to do to make that work. Let me reach over here and get it. Okay. This is your TCM for a 2000. We're not using that one anymore. This, hanging right there right now because I've not buttoned it up just yet because it's going to be mounted up in the dash there. That is the TCM out of the 97. Now, I was in one of those interesting situations where I had an entire Jeep to pull parts out of sitting over there. So I was able to get TCM, PCM, whatever I wanted, doesn't matter. I used the 2000 PCM and the 97 transmission control module TCM. It shifts and drives fine. Drives perfect. The only thing that came out of that is that there is an enhanced OEM I can go into for codes using my code reader. I've got a generic transmission fault code. I don't have light on the dash. No other problems. It runs and drives great. Now, if something happens that I see problems out of this, I will update you guys. But as of right now, it's fine. There's not a problem with it whatsoever. So you absolutely can use a 97, which the difference is it does not have an input speed sensor and the output speed sensor is different. But what you have to do is you have to repin, and what I mean by repin, let me get this right here. This is the connector for the 2000. I took those pins out of the connector. I took the pins out of the connector for the 97, and I put those pins, pinned them out to match the location of those pins as far as what sensor went where. Might I add, I'm missing an input sensor on the other one into that other connector. That was it. I was able to pull it apart, save the connector, put it back together, snap them all in, good as gold. And that's it right here, plugged in, this one right here, that one. That's it. So, it can be done. This has been a long one. Couple days. It's been 6 days total of me tinkering on this. I still got some stuff to button up that I'm not going to do today because right now I got to change headlights in a Cadillac SDS. If you know anything about that, that's fun. The whole bumper cover's got to come off. So we're going to save this one until next weekend to finish tying up the loose ends because tomorrow's back to the regular 40 and I kind of need my work car and this is a toy. So, guys, this thing's about wrapped up. And if you've been paying attention, we all know what's next. I want to get back on the International. So, if you're interested in seeing that, hit that like and subscribe button down there. You know, help us out with that. And we'll see you guys on the next one.